What's up, everybody? It's Mobility Matt with the Martin Mindset, and today I'm going to be giving you the long-awaited video on how I eat, what my nutrition is like. So first and foremost, go onto my Instagram, Martin Mindset, and look up my highlights. You see about like 4, maybe 5 years ago, about when I started completely changing my lifestyle when it comes to what I eat, not just the diet, but the whole lifestyle. So you'll see that when I lived in LA, I used to go to Brentwood Farmers Market, and what I would do is I would literally buy everything from that farmers market. Some people would get a few things, this, that, and third, but I would take it that seriously to where I would get everything, because I knew everything there was organic. I didn't have to question any of this stuff, like in the stores. It says organic, it might not be organic. You don't know how old this stuff is. So what I did first was, or what I realized is that I was eating less and less with more nutrient-dense foods. And it started from my dog when she had got dermatitis. She's actually the one that kind of pushed me to want to eat better as well. I guess as weird as that sounds. So I started shopping at the farmer's market. I would get things like, I would only eat salmon at that time for the most part. Every now and then I eat a little bit of chicken here and there. I didn't have any red meat at all. But everyone's different. So I started off with that. I would eat a lot of Brussels sprouts, a lot of berries. I would eat potatoes. What else? Actually, that was a lot of greens too, obviously. A lot of kale, a lot of arugula. So now fast forward to right now, when I do nutritional plans for people, what I do is, 1, I see what blood type they are. 2, I see what kind of body type they are. 3, I see where their parents came from. 4, I see what they do for a living, and just how their whole lifestyle is. Because for all I know, for instance, I had a pilot one time. And a lot of pilots do this. Not all, most of them drink. And on average, he had about, 16 shots a day, which is crazy because you gotta fly. But so I had him dial back. I told him, like, every month or every other month, drop it down by 1 drink on average. You want to make sure you do that so that it could be a functional detox, not just one of these like fad detoxes where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna lose 15 pounds for this wedding, and none of that stuff works. If you ever want to get in shape, just know that this is going to be a lifestyle. This is not one of those, you do this for a few months and then it sticks with you. I mean, if you do it for like 25 years like I have and then just do nothing, that might work externally, but not internally. Think of your body as think of like a cow that has mad cow disease. When their face is deteriorating, they don't really realize it. It's the same thing with our intestines. When we eat all this bullshit and we eat, this processed food, and we eat late and then go right to sleep, all that stuff takes a toll on us, and it makes our body have to work a lot harder, which then takes some time off of our life, because what we're doing is we're overworking our body. Think of it like this. Imagine there was 2 12-hour shifts, right? And you had to work one shift, and then the next person called off, and then you have to work the next shift along with your shift. So that's 3 shifts. That's what we're doing when we eat late at night. Like, for instance, when they go to like roadhouses, like it was, steakhouses or whatever. A lot of people don't realize when you eat that 10-ounce, 16-ounce steak, you eat those potatoes, all this stuff is energy, and you don't need that energy that late at night. You know what I mean? Unless you're about to go to work. And you're usually not. Usually it's like 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. and you're about to go to sleep in the next 2 hours. So you got to be mindful of that. You want to travel the path of the least resistance when it comes to how your body breaks food down. You don't want to be putting all this heavy stuff in your body. And another thing is, those acids are really going to take a toll on your body, like your kidneys and your liver and all that. That's why a lot of bodybuilders, aside from them, most of them taking steroids, That's why a lot of them end up having issues as they get older. You want to be able to alleviate things like that. You don't want to have to deal with that when you get older. So those are some things you want to be mindful of. All right, so for what I eat right now at this point in time, in the morning, your body has the heaviest detox between 7 to 11, right? So you want to give it fruits to help the detox. You want to push the detox along. So I would have maybe an apple, tangerine, maybe some watermelon, or maybe even just water. And then from there, I would go work out, basically in a fruit fast or water fast. Then I would come back, say, eat between maybe 12 to 3, somewhere along those lines I would eat. And I would have probably trained a few clients in the sun. Probably would have worked out myself for maybe an hour, 30 minutes, one of those two. Afterwards, I will have maybe some quinoa or couscous. At that point in time, I would tell people, if you're gonna eat red meat or whatever the case is, take your dinner and turn it into lunch, and then take your lunch and make it your dinner. That's what I would tell you. Because a lot of people want to have the heaviest meal for dinner, but realistically, you should have that for lunch, because you're going to be up for X amount of hours. 10 hours, maybe 12 hours, whatever the case may be. So, in that instance, you could have some chicken and some wild rice, or some quinoa, or couscous, some greens, like preferably arugula, or kale, Brussels sprouts, things of that nature. And then when it comes to dinner, I would say you want to have something lighter, something along the lines of fish. You don't need any carbs around that time, like meaning potatoes or rice, like the average American or wherever you're at. I'm not exactly sure how to eat in other countries, but at least over here I can tell you for a fact. Also, that breakfast, the Western breakfast, everybody's eating that bacon, eggs, and cheese, and breakfast potatoes and pancakes. Obviously, that's not good, because I just said that 7 to 11 window, that's when you're detoxing. So we're basically clogging up the detox. Basically, just clog your toilet up and see how it works. That's how your body's running every day. That's why you get the itis. When you feel that, when you feel tired after you ate a meal, it's not really good. You're not supposed to feel like that. That's your body directing all the energy to break down all the bullshit you just consumed. And that's not what you want. And also, probably the most important part of all this is the superfoods that I take in the morning. So I take moringa seeds, elderberry, sea moss, and black seed oil. So you can look those up. You can get those from a few reputable spots. Even on Amazon, it has a few places you can get that from. So recap, early in the morning, you want to have your superfoods, because most people don't get the nutrients their body needs until about, I don't know, I think 3 to 6 p.m., somewhere around those times. Breakfast, you want to have a light breakfast, mainly fruit, or maybe even like an acai bowl, or a smoothie bowl. For lunch, take your dinner. So if you're going to go to the steakhouse, if you're going to eat a burger, or you're going to eat anything heavy, or even anything processed, then you want to eat that for lunch. And then for dinner, you want to have something light. Something like fish, something steamed. Stay away from fried foods. Stay away from a lot of oils. I would tell you honestly to steam your food. Steaming is probably the best way to go about the whole food situation. And then if you want to eat something late, I would say probably eat some fruit, maybe some vegetables, depending on which one you like more. But don't eat carbs late. There's no need for that. Do you need energy that late? No, so why would you eat it? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope I give you a little bit of little tips and tricks, a couple gems that maybe you could use. Until next time, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.